In the world of conspiracy theories, few claims can seem as bizarre as those suggesting former President Barack Obama participated in a clandestine CIA project that explored Mars in the early 1980s. According to Andrew D. Basiago, William Whitecrow and William Stillings, former participants in the Mars Jumproom project, Obama was involved in a secret operation that allowed for teleportation to and from the Red Planet. While this can sound outrageous, it sparks curiosity and raises questions about the limits of what could lie beyond official narratives. Basiago and Stillings claim that around 1980, Obama, then known by his birth name Barry Soetoro, was chosen as one of just 10 young participants in a CIA program designed to teleport individuals to Mars. The White House has firmly denied these allegations, insisting that Obama never ventured beyond Earth's atmosphere. However, such dismissals may only fuel the beliefs of those convinced of a hidden agenda. Basiago recounts that Obama made 2 trips to Mars between 1981 and 1983. These journeys involved a teleportation device referred to as a jump room, which used advanced technology to bend the fabric of time and space for travel. William Whitecrow was a U.S. Army and also CIA security agent on the Mars Jumproom project. He revealed that he taught time traveler and Mars Jumproom courier Andrew Basiago karate and aikido during Basiago's 5th grade year to prepare him for training for time travel in Project Pegasus. Whitecrow and Basiago met again a decade later on Mars, on the Red Planet, where Whitecrow and Basiago were involved in a live fire incident together with Stillings. According to Whitecrow in a conversation with Thomas Mikey Jensen in 2016 during a Mars conference in Mobile, Alabama, some of the bases on Mars, both ours and those that are not, are visible from above, and it will only be a matter of time and technology before satellite analysts in the private sector will find them and disclose them. Whitecrow also disclosed in the conversation his knowledge about one of the back-engineered crafts that could bring up to 30 people safely to outer space and reach the planets in our solar system. He mentioned that he had undeniable proof of its existence and he would disclose it when the time was right. William was assassinated a few hours before the interview with Thomas Mikey Jensen, where he would disclose the evidence he had kept a secret for years. The accounts from Basiago, Whitecrow, and Stillings depict a young Obama roaming the Martian landscape alongside fellow operatives. In one particular instance, after a mission, they claimed Obama approached Basiago and greeted him with the phrase, "We're here," expressing an awareness of the gravity of their undertaking. According to them, the CIA had grand ambitions for the Mars project, aiming to establish defenses against potential extraterrestrial threats and secure territorial claims on Mars. If true, this would suggest that Obama played a significant role in what might be seen as a pioneering expedition, a role akin to historic explorers as they charted unknown territories. Basiago and Stillings also revealed that their group of young operatives included notable figures, such as Regina Dugan, who later became the director of DARPA. This gathering of youthful explorers tackling interplanetary challenges invokes images of modern superheroes embarking on epic adventures, adding a layer of excitement to what would otherwise be a routine government initiative. Basiago, Whitecrow, and Stillings' accounts invite conversations about government transparency and the possibility of covert operations involving advanced technologies that most of us cannot comprehend. The thought that young individuals might have contributed to national defense strategies against alien threats presents a dramatic contrast to societal expectations of youth and responsibility. On social media, Andrew D. Basiago wrote the following regarding disclosure on the Mars Jumproom in 2012. Rainier, WA. Andrew D. Basiago is describing as a cosmic disclosure the revelations made by Bernard at the Awakening Center in Rainier, Washington on April 28, 2012. Bernard, appearing as the third whistleblower in the Destination Mars lecture series, was the assistant to the president tasked to investigate the CIA's Jumproom program of the early 1980s. He confirmed the existence of the program and the participation of Andrew D. Basiago, Barack H. Obama, William B. Stillings, and Regina E. Dugan in it. According to Bernard, the jump rooms were not visiting Mars but folds in time-space, created by the grays that the Apollo astronauts called slots. These niches in time-space contain synthetic quantum environments in which the grays have stored event scenarios that have taken place on different planets, including Earth and Mars. The jump room program resulted, he explained, from an ET human liaison project involving the grays and the U.S. government, in which the young Americans involved were selected by the Greys and then trained by the CIA. This astonishing revelation means that President Barack Obama is a contactee, selected by the Greys to participate in the secret space program. During his appearance, Bernard argued that the jump rooms could not have been visiting Mars because Mars was out of position when most of the jumps took place. Mars' atmosphere is deficient in oxygen to sustain human life. Gravity on the surface was stronger than Mars' gravity would have been. The temperature swings on Mars from 175°F to platoon 25°F would have made surface visits perilous, and Mars' lack of an ionosphere would have led to the irradiation of the jumpers. In his second appearance in Destination Mars, William B. Stillings shared his view that the jump rooms were accessing the actual Mars in real time. Brett testified that the Mars environment that he visited had a blue sky. The Martian moons Phobos and Deimos were visible in the sky, and Courtney M. Hunt of the CIA stated near one of the jump rooms that the Viking 2 apparatus was about 20 miles distant. NASA is lying about natural conditions on Mars, Brett argued, citing the space agency's frequent claim that atmospheric pressure on Mars is only 8 millibars. Such an atmospheric pressure would not have been sufficient to sustain parachute deployment of the Spirit and Opportunity probes to the Martian surface. Consequently, NASA's published scientific data about Mars cannot be relied upon to resolve whether or not the jump rooms were visiting Mars. This was the first time that 3 U.S. chrononauts have appeared together at the same public event. Quote Andrew D. Basiago, 2014. Major Ed Dames has made an admission against interest, implying that he worked with me in DARPA's Project Pegasus and the CIA's Mars Jumproom program. It is my position that Ed Dames was the facilitator of Montauk chair probes that I undertook in New Mexico in summer 1973, after my father and I teleported there from New Jersey in fall 1971, and that I encountered him again when I received Mars Jumproom training at College of the Siskiyous in Weed, CA in summer 1980. Major Dames called in to Coast AM on November 10, 2011, when I was appearing on that show to deny that he served as my Mars training officer. My claim that Major Ed Dames served as my Mars training officer in summer 1980 was later corroborated by fellow Mars jumpers, William B. Stillings and Bernard Mendez, who trained with me and served with me in the Jumproom program. In a recent exchange with Shiva Shivaya on Facebook, Dames stated that the subject of whether he served on Project Pegasus and the Mars Jumproom program was something that he could not address on the internet but could address at a live talk. It remains my position that Major Ed Dames worked with me in Project Pegasus and the Mars Jumproom program, and that along with myself, my father Raymond F. Basiago of Parsons Corporation and Courtney M. Hunt of the CIA, he is one of 4 individuals that I know served in both of these secret advanced defense technical projects. Andrew D. Basiago. Andrew D. Basiago on Buzz Aldrin. My fellow U.S. chrononaut William Stillings and I met with astronaut Buzz Aldrin at the campground at Lake Siskiyou the day before we were enrolled in our Mars Jumproom training class at College of the Siskiyous in summer 1980. Because the United States has had several hundred astronauts and none has been identified publicly as involved with going to Mars, the fact that astronaut Eugene Cernan would twice cite Aldrin's desire to go back to Mars has to be viewed, if not as corroborative of our claims, at least as quasi-probative of them. The equities favor the interpretation that both of the slip-ups by Cernan, there were two of them made live on TV, one on CNN, the other on Fox, were made with conscious awareness by Cernan that Aldrin has been involved in past US voyages to Mars. Indeed, Aldrin has. He helped mentally prepare chrononaut Stillings and I for our trips there. Andrew D. Basiago. I have decided to release all the information I know over the next 2 years of things I know for sure. The picture here is not a true picture of Mars. We are there and have been for quite some time now. There is oxygen there and liquid water as well. Daytime temps are in the 70s while nighttime temps are definitely below 300, but this is easily workable. Underground structures have their benefits. Yes, there are tree structures there, as well as life the government scientists don't want you to know about.
This is not something that just occurred by coincidence. This is not an error on the lens. This is something that was constructed and built on the spot. And now it's gonna be interesting because, as I said before, I have pictures from the MGS satellite.